In this week's edition of Old School, we're going back to March 26, 1962. Back then, the idea of confidential student records, we weren't necessarily there yet in this country because, as you can see, suspensions were posted in the newspaper and the name of the student suspended was posted as well. So let's look at this incident that resulted in a student getting suspended for 2 days, something that is all all too normal in a school building even now. And unfortunately, this behavior resulted in an physical contact between a student and teacher. All right, here we go. Student suspended 2 days following incident with instructor. 16-year-old Edwardsville High School junior has been suspended from school for 2 days because of a brief physical encounter with a teacher in the school's hallway Friday afternoon. Now, check this out as we read along with this story, because the former principal in me, I couldn't help but to react. And well, anyways, here we go. Let's go. The youth described by the superintendent, A. Gordon Dodds, as somewhat of a problem. So here we have a superintendent labeling a student somewhat of a problem. Definitely wouldn't fly today. He's publicly labeling a student somewhat of a problem. Was stopped as he was racing down a hall as a final bell rang. Again, even in 2024, that's something that happens. You got kids, the kids who do care about tardies and being on time, like they're rushing, they're trying to get there. Okay. He attempted to here's where it gets a little tricky here. He attempted to wrestle free of the high school teacher who held him by the back of the shirt. We don't touch those kids. Don't touch the kids, ladies and gentlemen. And in the brief encounter, his shirt was torn and his lip was cut. Again, we don't touch the kids. Now, obviously that's not absolute. If you're giving medical aid, if you're gonna hug, you better make sure it's from you better make sure you get the side. You better get the side in there. But for the most part, do not touch the kids. And certainly, I know we all know this, but there's some every year you do a Google search for teacher duct tape. I guarantee you're going to find a recent article of a teacher making a decision to do something to a student with duct tape, and it's just a terrible decision. So again, don't touch the students. So here, and if a student is running, you don't want to do this. Like, this is just that's a terrible visual. Grabbing a student by the shirt was torn, and the lip was cut. Now, it's going to go on to talk about how even the student himself is not sure how his lip was cut. And for you teachers, definitely principal's going to come in and step in and protect. And that's why I said earlier that the principal in me is like, oh my gosh. Because in 2024, if a teacher grabs a student by the shirt, if we're not talking about you're trying to break up a fight or something like that, but the student's just running, ladies and gentlemen, you might not have any support or protection from administration. That's why you need to have the rule that you do not touch the students. Okay, I want you all to be protected here. Like, this is from a different time. So let's look at what the principal says. This is amazing that they're giving quotes about this situation that took place in the school in the newspaper. Principal Thomas Butler said the teacher made a reasonable request of the youth when he called for him to stop running. Dodds said the restriction on running in the halls might seem unimportant to outsiders, but explained that accidents have occurred in the past when a student ran in a crowded hallway. totally understandable. Now, here's the protection for the teacher, which we want to take care of our teachers as a principal. That's what we do when we can. When we have an opportunity to take care of our teachers, that's what we do. The teacher involved is not a vicious person, Dodd said. He has been in the school system here for many years and has very little trouble with students. He said no action will be taken against the instructor. The student met with Butler today and demanded that he not be required to return to study hall with the teacher. Butler then suspended him for 2 days. So, wow, the level of detail that we have with this incident that took place in the school, and it's just all out in the newspaper for all to see, would definitely not happen today. So what I'll do is, I'll make the rest of this article available for you in the description section so you can check that out. Also, if you wouldn't mind, there is a way that you can partner with us here at Bird Links and support us here by whenever you shop at Amazon. If you use the link in the description section, you have all rights and privileges to everything that Amazon has available. Prices are still the same, but whenever you purchase something, we get a cut here. So to those of you who are doing that, I really appreciate you doing that. It helps keep us going here. And to those of you who are thinking about it, I thank you for your consideration. Well, that's this week's edition of Old School. Thank you so much for watching, and check back in here tomorrow with another news story.